all machines plus at a full cost plus 25%. 90% learning curve is expected to apply to the production work. Only one customer has expressed interest in the machine so far, but he views shillings 87.5 million as too high a price to pay. We could buy more of the machine in the coming periods. Required if the customer above paid 87.5 million for the first machine, determine the price we have to pay later for the second machine. Address the management of innovators on the price quotation per machine. The customer above places an order for the third and the fourth machine at a single order.
Thank you, that's good. So now, this question is a combination of learning curve and cost plus pricing method. Cost plus pricing method. So we shall argue like this. Using learning curve total method, using learning curve total method. So the first thing is to write the formula. Y is equals to AX raised to power B plus 1. We need to identify B. B we know so well is the log of R. You divide by the log of 2. So this will be the log of 0.9. You divide by the log of 2. So give me this to 3 decimals. Negative 0.152. Then B plus 1 should be minus 0.152 plus 1. Point 848.
Yes.
0.848. So with that, X we shall identify later, depending on what you're looking for. A, it is the time taken for the first machine. You can see the first machine here took 2,000 hours. It's 2,000 hours. So for the second machine, Y for the second will be Y for the first 2 minus Y for the first 1, because you want time for the second. So Y for the second will be Y for the first 2 minus Y for the first 1. So this then proceeds to become 2,000 multiplied by 2, which is raised to power 0.848, minus 2,000 multiplied by 1, which is raised to power 0.848. 1600 hours. 1600 hours. Something else that is affected by the time is labor costs. So labor cost then will be 1600 times. You can see up there they are paying 15,000. So this is Kenya shillings, how much? 24 million. Your ingine ni overhead, but that overhead is 50%. That does not require independent work. Straightforward. Straightforward. From there, we proceed and say,
because at 1600, so
okay. Now we have two choices. Eh? Oh, how about 100 shades? That one we can either go with it or we can no. We can either go with it or no. But kama ushaandika, I propose you should not cancel because simekuja nayo tu hivyo. Yeah, enda tu nayo. Enda tu nayo. It has no problem. Actually, for accountability purposes, your map around is not really encouraged. If you are not auditor, you go to a company and you find that people are around, it could be an indicator of fraud. In accounting, we say you cannot have round figures. So now that is 100. Now you can imagine we are producing volumes, millions of these machines. Then kuna mtu amesema labor costs is 24 million instead of 24 and 100. So your 100 shillings, assume we make 100, we make 1 million units in the year. 1 million units. So 1 million units times 100. So that means we are talking of 100 million. Yes. Either way, it's not good. Come on, labor, our accountant and to advise it. Then by the end of the year, we will have a shortage of 100 million. Your person to our we find ourselves now going to borrow or paying salaries for our workers. On the other side, if it was the selling price, then this guy will be receiving that money, but you are card or you are due anaweka kwa mfuko analeta tu hii because alituambia ni 24 lakini ameuza plus 100. Yes. And that's how fraud. You can imagine in a company like Safaricom where they deal with volumes. Just like a small decimal, after to the 4th decimal place, it can make you a lot of money. Yeah, a lot of money. There was a case, I think in Central Bank. One of the guys had made a configuration to the system. I think to be adjusting a very small percent from any transaction made by parastatals. Very small percent. But by the time they were discovering around after 3 years, the guy had accumulated a lot of money. Because hata kama unaiba 0.00001% of parastatals. You know parastatals deal with a lot of money. It's a huge amount. Yeah, it's a huge amount. Even if it translates just to 10,000 per day. After all the parastatals have done their transactions. Now you need to do what's under to the parastatal. And this is not just from one parastatal, all parastatals that have had transactions that day. So for each parastatal, maybe at more than 200. So parastato kujua kuna ka difference ya 200 ni ngumu sana. But at the end of the day, after sasa umesamu hiyo pesa yote because it is going to one account, you take home with 10,000. Now 10,000 in 1 month, so you are talking of 300,000. So 300,000 on top of your salary. Is it good money? Yes. So you can imagine within a year. So those roundings can be disastrous on either side. Okay, so for the third and fourth machines, for the third and fourth machines. Now, y for third and fourth will be y for the first 4 minus y for the first 2. You have to achieve third and fourth. So this then becomes 2,000 times 4 raised to power 0.848 minus 2,000 times 2 raised to power 0.848. Mm-hmm. 2880 hours. Now for each, so for each, y is 2880 divided by 2. So that is 1440 hours. Higher labor costs. Labor cost will be 1440 times 15,000. $600,000. So we can now do the quotation for the machines. For the machines, we will have a column for the details. We'll have a column for the second and a column for each of the third and fourth. That's what the examiner requires of us. Tukue tumejibu Roman 1 and Roman 2. So material costs, it is 25 million. The same case will apply here. 25 million. Then we go to labor costs. For the second machine, we already know it is 24 million. For each of the third and whatever, tunapata ni 21,600. 21,600. Then we have the overhead costs. The overhead cost, and this overhead cost is 50% of labor cost. Is 50% of labor costs. So then here it must be 12 million. It must be 12 million. And this other one is 10 million. 800. 10 million 800. So with that, you get yourself a figure we call total costs.
The first one is 64.
Facts.
The second is
62,400. After that, we get the profit. And profit, we are told, is 25% of costs, of total costs. That is what we call the markup. So the first one has what? $16 million. $15,600,000. Good. Then from there, we now get the same price. Selling price. This is what? 80.
Yes.
And this one is 78. Acheng is asking whether it's 64 or 61. Yeah, it should be 61 because this is 9, 1. So even this one now should be revised. Even this one. $15 to $50. So when you add, you get 76 to 50. I think even this one needs to be revised. There should be a 7. Yeah. 57. Is that so? $57,400. Yeah, you can see a change. So even these ones need to be revised. You're getting what? The profit now. $14,350 hapa.
Yeah.
14,350. Now that will give us what when you add? $71. $750. Yeah. So I think we call it at the other juncture. Then we shall pick up from there in the next lesson. So we shall be using this room for the physical classes. Thank you.